Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Our owners are way too open about things. Players going out there writing books. And now to top things off, dirty messages. Why not?
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Things are just a bit too mad for my liking at Chelsea Football Club. Just when things didn't look so great with the Christoph Freund, as I said, I'm not bothered about us getting him on. I'm just annoyed how visual it is. I'm just annoyed how open it is, and we're just a bit of a laughing stock at the moment. On top of that, late last night, UK time, there was a news that someone else got fired from Chelsea Football Club, and because of dirty text messages to Catalina Kim, if you guys remember that South Korean bid that we had during that new ownership saga that was going on. Let's check this out. You're gonna be quite shocked at what's taking place at Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have sacked newly appointed commercial director Damian Willoughby for sending a string of inappropriate messages to football finance agent Catalina Kim that put a proposed multi-million-pound investment project at risk. This is from Matt Law. Further goes on to say, June 30th, 2021, Kim asked Willoughby while he was working for City Football Group about possibility of approaching Soriano on her behalf. Willoughby replied, "When you come to London, will you be naughty?" Kim said no, but asked again and received the same response. What is this? What is this brother doing? What is this brother Willoughby doing? When you come to London, will you be naughty? My man, are you serious? Are you serious? Kim said no, but asked again and received the same response. Further goes on to say, Kim again raised the prospect of approaching Soriano. I don't know who Soriano is. Can someone let me know in the comment section who Soriano is? But after saying happy to connect you, Willoughby added in a new message, if you promise to be naughty one night. And this guy, wow, he wants it so much, mate. Oh my God. There's a time and a place. In fact, there is no time and a place for that kind of stuff, man. Something's wrong with your head. You need to check yourself out. And why has this transpired when he's come to Chelsea? Why was he even hired, man? When he was in City Group, why wasn't this uncovered then? Because he knows, like, if this was out loose at City, Sheikh Mansour, those Middle Eastern brothers, they don't mess around, man. You'll be gone, disappeared, disintegrated in thin air. And now you've come to Chelsea, and now this is making headlines. Kim has held talks with Chelsea and Glick on behalf of overseas investors who want to pump hundreds of millions of pounds into the club's men's, women's, and academy teams. So Kim wants to invest with Chelsea, which is a great, which is a superb thing. Why not? Talks over Kim's proposed investment project have stalled since Tom Glick added Willoughby. I don't know why Tom Glick is adding Willoughby, man. Tom isn't necessary to have Willoughby on. Some people need to probably ask Tom as well the question, like, did you know this was going down? Do you know, how well do you know Willoughby? How well do you know his character? Tom Glick is from Man City Group as well. He was one of the first few appointments when Chelsea's new owners came in. Tom Glick looks at the operational side of things, as I said, the ads, sponsorships, and all of that, I think. And he's got in Willoughby, who I suppose helps out, as we saw in the tweet over here. Damian Willoughby for sending appointed commercial director, Damian Willoughby. commercial director. So he probably takes care of investments and whatnot. It's just mad, man. It's just mad. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about all of this that's happening at Chelsea Football Club. It makes me sick. It makes me feel sad as well at the same time that this is what's happening at Chelsea Football Club now. Idiots like this are hired. Like, on top of everything that we've done with the DOF, how open it's been in recent times, and we'll get to it. Apparently, Chelsea owners, they want to keep things tight-lipped now. Great, you're learned. At least you've learned your lesson. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Christopher was not the only one joining Chelsea. Other people from Red Bull system were going to join to help him with the scouting system and group system that Chelsea want to build. So this is why Salzburg were not happy. So it wasn't just Christopher. We were looking to take the entire association from there. Chelsea want to keep things secret now. So from a journalist point of view, it will not be easy. Having the front news public caused some problems, I think. Paul Mitchell is in the mix, but many candidates. Chelsea will try to keep it a secret. Please keep it a secret. Only let go of the information once it's done. Prior to that, this thing with Salzburg was way too open. I can understand why Salzburg have opted to shut this down, because obviously they don't want their fans to feel down about a situation. You know how open it is, like another club coming in and just taking their main guy, Christopher. So yeah, let's keep it a secret. Let's try and do the business under the table, and once it's all done and dusted, let's open up then. Like, please, this is a bit too much. On to the next news. Graham Potter was interested in signing Hudson Odoi when he was Brighton manager, and Chelsea are already considering a January recall back to London, writes Sportsbill. I don't want this to happen. This is mad. This is mad. I don't care whether Potter was interested in signing him when he was in Brighton. This isn't Brighton anymore. This is Chelsea Football Club. Let Hudson Odoi develop, evolve, mature into a good footballer. He's getting some game time at Bayer Leverkusen, and he's being free over there. Let him enjoy it. This is not the time to bring him in, and then there's competition. Then you're worried who's going to start. We've already got Sterling. Yeah, we could possibly use Callum on the right side, but then you've got Pulisic. You know what Pulisic does. He writes a book. So you've got to be very careful. Let him just live. Let him just live, and no need to bring him in. I think it'll be the wrong decision to bring him back in January. Let him have a full season at Leverkusen and let him do his thing. I don't want to see him coming out January and then we're not using him on a regular basis, bits and pieces here and there. Let the man first develop. It's very important. Newcastle were obsessed with Christian Pulisic. They wanted him, but they wanted him on a loan and not on a permanent deal. They wanted him on loan, maybe with a buy option, not mandatory. And this is why Chelsea decided to say no. Newcastle were obsessed, but they didn't want to buy him. And they didn't want a mandatory buy option either. Like, this is... Sometimes I feel like, Fabrizio Romano, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, the choice of words, my man, I don't think you're meant to write obsessed there, because if you're obsessed, then you're buying the player. This doesn't mean you're obsessed. This means that, you kind of like the guy, but you don't like him so much so to buy him or have a mandatory situation to buy him. So I commented back something over here saying, I was obsessed with this. I was obsessed with that girl, but I only wanted her for a day. Never wanted to get married or have any commitments. But I swear, I was obsessed about her. Like that's how it feels like, to be honest. So, look, Fabrizio. I think what you meant to say is interested. Newcastle were interested. I don't know about being obsessed, because if you're being obsessed, then you would have got him. Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, and Real Madrid all retain strong interest in signing Jude Bellingham next summer. Dortmund want to keep him and value him at 150 million euros, no release clause. Man, Dortmund, the amount of money these guys turn over with players, man, Sancho, Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham, and so many more before them as well. At 150 million is quite mad. There is no release clause, so I guess, with Erling Haaland, there was a release clause of, I think, something around 80 million euros or something. Sancho might have had a release clause as well. Could be wrong. But Jude Bellingham, no release clause. So all the power with Dortmund as to what they want to do with this particular player. I've said in recent times, we need to be in the mix. We do. This guy is a supreme midfielder. He can play 6. He can play 8. I even think he's probably creative enough to play 10. Not the strongest suit, of course. 8 is probably where he wants to be. 6 is definitely what he can do. Ball playing ability off the charts, can score goals, very tenacious, robust, physicality there as well, pacey, the lot, everything that you can desire for. We shouldn't give Liverpool a free run to get this player. We need to be there. One of the most exciting up-and-coming youngsters. And this is the thing, Chelsea Football Club, we need to start getting entertainers. We need to start getting ballers in our team that excites the fan base. These are the type of, players that will do that. But of course, that price is mad. Whether we get into that level, I don't know. But I mean, Todd Bowley, if you want to make Chelsea a fantastic team again, these are the type of players that we need. I don't know what the data team is going to say about Jude Bellingham. We are driven by data. Sometimes I feel, we use the eyes a little bit as opposed to just data. I would love us to be in the mix for Jude Bellingham, man. I would hate to see him go to Liverpool, just strengthen them even more. And we're trying to catch up to these people. Or City. It's a very big chance he could go to City with Erling Haaland being there. And you know how City operates down the track. Maybe Gundogan is going to leave and Jude Bellingham could fit in easily over there. Real Madrid already have a fantastic midfield. Can you imagine if they add Jude Bellingham on top of that? Man United quite possibly could break the bank and bring in a player like it. We need to be very careful. We need to be very, very careful. And this is one of the hottest property at the moment. And I would love Chelsea to be in the mix of things. And this is where coming top 4 is so important, man. Doing well is so important. It's not going to be easy to entice someone like Jude Bellingham to come to Chelsea Football Club if there's not much to hang your hat on. Next up, before Bowley was officially in place at Chelsea, he was looking at Brendan Aronson. Bowley had already spoken to Christoph Freund around that time, and Aronson was mentioned. Look, Brendan Aronson's a very good player. From the couple of matches I've seen of Leeds so far, obviously Aronson pressured the living daylights of Mendy, and then getting that goal against us. But yeah, I don't know if I would go with this particular player per se, but I understand this type of players, but more Chelsea level. I'm not saying Aronson isn't, and I'm glad that Bowley is looking at these sort of players. I'm pretty sure he saw the data analytics of Aronson and saw that some of the metrics does fit into the way we want to play. I like the thought as to where we are going, the kind of angle that we're taking to bring in new players. Aronson, per se, as I'm saying, I don't know whether that is the choice for us, but yes, is a quality player. But you let me know, ladies and gentlemen, would you want Brendan Aronson at Chelsea Football Club? Very good player. I just don't think he is completely suited for Chelsea. But then again, he presses well, is creative enough. Maybe he could do the job. Dennis Zakaria and Kani Chukwuemeka are players who could have a notable impact in their first season. Graham Potter is going to need the depth. It's a new beginning, so let's see who becomes his early favorites. This is from Pat Nevin. 100%, man. Once the international break is over, I want to see Chukwuemeka 100% in the midfield. He's now, I feel like, has done enough to at least warrant some minutes. Whether it's a start, whether it's off the bench, at least warrant some minutes. 2 goals against Brighton in the closed match a few days ago, or the last weekend. And I feel like he's got the ingredients, he's got the raw talent, that skill set that we need in midfield. Goals, is physically, as I said, someone who can manage himself as well. Will be there in terms of defending off the ball, but with the ball, I think we can get goals and some creativity as well. Dennis Zakaria, bit of an unknown, to be honest. Like, I seriously thought maybe as a DM, but the way the brother's talking, he probably wants to be an 8. But we'll see what happens and how Graham Potter utilizes them. The last news that I want to share with you guys is, to be honest, is this one. There was another interesting one that I wanted to cover just before we wrap things up, is this one, ladies and gentlemen. It isn't just the midfield that our new owners want to address. They also want to look at attack. Chelsea are ready for a serious approach from Bayern Munich for Kai Havertz next summer. This is what I've said in recent times. Don't be surprised if Kai Havertz doesn't end up having the season that we want him to have this season. That's it. That could be it, because after this season, he'll have 2 more seasons left in his contract, and it's probably the time where you have to decide new contract or time to cash in. And Kai Havertz, I think, in Bundesliga, once again, will flourish, just the way he flourished at Leverkusen. And I think someone like him at Bayern Munich, they want these type of players, German international, it's like a role model for them. So if that's the case, I'm all okay for that. And if Bayern can stump up a decent amount of money, and because Kai is young, there's still potential. There's still 2 years left in his contract. Bayern Munich better pay up a little bit of money. So at least minimum 50 million. Minimum 50 million pounds. We ended up spending 72, something like that. At least 50 million. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, don't be surprised if he leaves, if once again he has a lackluster season. And I would go for someone like Ivan Toney. I'm not even going to lie. I would go for someone like Ivan Toney. I saw his recent interview, how he talks about, he was asked, how do you feel when some of the I think there was one, Gabriel Magalhaes, that tweeted out post Arsenal beating Brentford that just went for a walkabout off the back of what Ivan Toney did last season. And he was asked, how do you feel about that? And Ivan Toney, I loved the bite. He's got the edge. I was a little bit weary about his character, but I think that kind of that bite in his character could possibly work at Chelsea Football Club. And he's replied by saying, it's funny the first time. Second time around, it's not funny anymore. And he's so right. Like, it was funny when he did it. It wasn't funny one bit when Gabriel Magalhaes did it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much brings us to the end of the show. Let me know how you feel about everything. The dirty text messages, I want to hear how you feel about that, how open things are at Chelsea Football Club. Jude Bellingham. What do you think about Jude Bellingham? Should we be in the mix of getting someone like Jude Bellingham? We need a revamp that midfield. Jude Bellingham would be a perfect player to bring in. Chukwuemeka, Dennis Zakaria, Kai Havertz, Ivan Toney. Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. See ya.